I share my wishes on the prestigious Telangana Formation Day. And I thank you all for the wishes you conveyed to me. And I wish you all the best. And I'm really happy to get connected with the virtual event by the Lead India Foundation and Sri J.S. Ranjan IS Garu, Principal Secretary of Government of Telangana, Mr. Mahendra Dewal Garu, Vaccine Scientist, Expansion Technologies USA, Professor Rajalingam Vairagyam, Director Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital, Hyderabad, Dr. Hari Epanapalli, Founder and Chairman, Lead India Foundation USA, Dr. Sabita B. Singh, Webinar Host, distinguished guests, eminent participants, media friends, and other dignitaries. I wish you all a very special good evening. And it is Indian time, I'm telling, because you may be in different time of the day. I extend all of you a very happy Telangana State Formation Day wishes. I am really delighted to be part of this virtual event to distribute ambulances. I appreciate all the philanthropists and the philanthropic organizations that came forward to sponsor the ambulances. It is a timely gesture on the part of the donors. We are witnessing the first form of the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. During the second wave, there was a tremendous pressure on the medical services and hospitals all over the country. Especially, the peak of the pandemic has shown as the worst. There was a scarcity for oxygen. There was a scarcity for hospital beds. There was a shortage of injections and medicines. But due to relentless efforts and the timely initiatives of the central and the state governments, we are coming out of the worst situation. Our country showed great collective resolve to fight the COVID pandemic. Our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, in his recent Mann Ki Baat address, explained how India overcame the oxygen shortage crisis. Our Honorable Prime Minister said that India was producing 900 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen every day in normal times. In order to meet the challenge for more oxygen during the second wave, India is now producing a record 9,500 metric tons of oxygen every day. This is a tremendous tenfold increase within a short span of time. So as to ensure timely supply of medical oxygen to all parts of the country, the central government has utilized the services of the Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, railways, and other transport services. India is now, so as to ensure timely supply of medical parts to all parts of the country, as I said, the central government has utilized all the transport system. Our Indian Air Force aircraft transported huge quantities of oxygen from abroad and within the country. Indian Railways operated special oxygen express trains in Green Channel route. Hundreds of organizations from within and outside the country have donated thousands of oxygen concentrators. Some organizations have also established oxygen plants. This is just an example that I am mentioning on how our government, civil society, and the people have collectively ensured the required medical oxygen supplies. They save the precious lives. During the first wave, we have realized the importance of producing testing kits, establishing testing labs, strengthening hospitals, and manufacturing medical equipment and PPE kits and ventilators, etc. Nearly 50,000 made in India ventilators were purchased and distributed to the government hospitals across the country under the PM CARES Fund. The government has spent around 2,000 crores to provide the hospitals with the ventilators and augment the infrastructure. And we have improved the medical services tremendously. We are achieving many milestones in the process. India is now conducting a massive 20 lakh tests a day. India will now has tested more than 34 crore samples for COVID. This was unimaginable when the COVID pandemic began in the country. But still, there is a long way to go. More than anything, it is a strict adherence to the COVID appropriate behavior of the people that effectively contains the spread of the pandemic. The frontline warriors, like doctors and other paramedical professionals and staffs, are still making numerous sacrifices to save millions of lives. I salute them for spirit of service and sacrifice. Similarly, India is making rapid strides in vaccine production and distribution. India is now administering more than 20 lakh vaccine doses a day. On May 29th alone, India has administered more than 30 lakh vaccine doses. Till now, India has administered more than 21 crore vaccine doses. And among them, 5.40 crore people were given second dose too. India is currently witnessing the world's largest vaccination program. India targets to vaccinate all eligible people by the end of this year. I'm happy to mention that Hyderabad is also playing a crucial role in vaccine development, production, and distribution. Bharat Biotech is producing and supplying huge quantities of Covaxin. Dr. Reddy's lab has imported a good number of 20 lakh doses of Sputnik vaccine. It also plans to produce Sputnik V vaccine in India. Biological E and Indian Immunological Limited too will soon start producing vaccines from Hyderabad. The positive thing is that after witnessing the worst of the pandemic in the month of May 2021, India is making a fast recovery thanks to the concerted and collective resolve and efforts of all. Presently, the COVID positivity rate in our country is below 10%, and the recovery rate is more than 92%. Thanks to the combined efforts of all the concerned and the country is now witnessing the decrease in number of new COVID cases from 4 lakh to 1.5 lakh now. Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji has aptly attributed this success to the immense resolve of the country's people. He said that India's resolve to face the pandemic has always been greater. The collective strength of the country and our spirit of service have helped the country tide through all crises. I appreciate the lead taken by the Lead India Foundation, DBA Lead Foundation Global, for the remarkable efforts in extending a helping hand to the people back home. I appreciate their initiative in organizing webinars in bringing the global healthcare professionals to address the second wave of COVID India. This sponsoring the ambulance is another philanthropic act by the Lead India Foundation. I am sure that they are truly following the service path shown by Bharat Ratna late APJ Abdul Kalam. He said that to succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. These words must become part of your inspiring journey of service to the needy. I congratulate and appreciate you for the service-oriented activities and for taking the mission of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam forward across the globe. I hope to see you doing more such contributions for the welfare all in the days to come. I wish you all to stay safe and healthy. I would like to end this quote on compassion by the indigenous saint Thiruvalluvar, who said that it is compassion, the most gracious of virtues, which moves the world. Jai Hind, Jai Telangana.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Governor, for joining us and delivering such an inspirational speech. Again, one more time, we would like to wish you a happy birthday and many more returns of the day. Please stay safe and healthy, and your services are needed for the nation. So I would like So, Honorable Governor, let me present the brief profiles of the ambulance donors as well as the receiving organizations. Honorable Governor of Telangana and Honorable Governor of Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, she will be formally distributing the ambulances to the organizations to put them to use for COVID relief services. Lead India Foundation USA is proud to present brand new Maruti Suzuki Eco model ambulances with the generous support of our donors to socially responsible organizations for providing COVID relief services in the state of Telangana. Lead India sincerely appreciates your generous sponsorships and support. There are several people who made this possible. I would like to recognize a few of their dedicated support. To start with, I would like to recognize Mr. Samir Reddy from Hyderabad, Mr. Jagan Mohan from Bangalore, Swami Chakradhar, Praveen Nidmolu, Sudhakar Uppala, Ram Maruri, Kumar Rani, Salam, Haq, Raju Katakam, and many more who made this possible. And also I would like to sincerely acknowledge the relentless works of the Lead India Foundation volunteers, Secretary Srinivas Guduru, and Vice President Arun Ayagari, and also our Youth Director Arun Agam Pandit, and our Training and Coordinated Director Dr. Sabita, and from Delhi, Dr. Ravi Ayagari did a wonderful job of coordinating many things here. So the first ambulance is donated by Mr. Krishna Kumar Rani from New Jersey, and the receiver is the Seva Bharti Foundation. I'll just brief about them. Mr. Krishna Kumar Rani is an IT professional based in New Jersey. He works for the US Army as a functional architect in New Jersey. He is a philanthropist with a passion for education and healthcare. And he also serves as the president of the Dakshina Bharati Gana Sabha, which has got over 200-300 families, spreading the music and talent of the youngsters as well. And he's married with 3 children, and all of them are highly accomplished. One went to Columbia, another went to Rutgers, and they're all vaccines, genetic scientists, and running a company called Terviva, based in California. Thank you, Dr. Krishna Kumar Rani, for donating us the ambulance in memory of your late wife, Satya Rani. Thank you so much. Now, the receiving organization, Madam Governor, is Seva Bharti Foundation, Telangana, an NGO engaged in service activities for upliftment of the rural and tribal people, nomadic and deprived communities, involved in the areas of education, health, women empowerment, skill development, and disaster response for natural calamities in the state since its inception, 1985. With over 50,000 volunteers and 2,400 various social service activities in Telangana, Seva Bharti operates 6 ambulances for medical services, 30 orphanages, 10 schools, 300 tuition centers for adolescent girls, lower income communities. Seva Bharti set up the to address the COVID-19 wave 2, a 300-bedded COVID care isolation center in Annojiguda, Hyderabad, and also in Warangal, Manchiryal, and Palmore, providing oxygen concentration services at doorsteps of COVID patients, focusing on distribution of oxy-pulse meters, medical kits, and food kits. Also, they are conducting telemedicine services through renowned doctors. I would like to again sincerely thank Dr. Krishna Kumar Rani as well as Seva Bharti for providing these COVID relief efforts. Thank you so much. Madam Governor, please virtually hand over the ambulance to Seva Bharti organization. Thank you so much, ma'am. The second ambulance is given by Mr. Srinivas Vemula from Vemula Charitable Trust. Satya Harichandra Foundation is the receiving organization. Mr. Srinivas Vemula is a philanthropist from Dallas, Texas, USA. He established the Vemula Charitable Foundation. Is very passionate about providing education and healthcare charitable services back in India. And he is an IT professional with over 16 years of experience working in the US. And every year they provide scholarships to top performing students in 7th grade and 10th grade in Pochannapet village near Jangam, Warangal, sponsored for school furniture, library support, iCamp for students. Have been proactive in nonprofit organizations in the USA and serving for the betterment for community. His vision is to help as many kids, families as possible to get them educated so they can survive on their own. Prefer to teach, help them how to fish rather than providing fish to eat. He's a proud sponsor of brand new ambulance for Satya Harichandra Foundation. Thank you so much, Srinivas. Now, very touching, heartbreaking organization, which they are really serving on the ground, is the Satya Harichandra Foundation, which was founded by Mr. Dr. K. Rajeshwar Rao. As a child, he used to visit the Usmania General Hospital along with his father, who was a ward boy, and he experienced excruciating smell from morgue, which is revealing out of decomposed dead bodies. Dr. Rao was the operator in Sun Color Lab during that time and a skilled photographer. He felt very guilty about their position and decided to make the identity of such unknown dead bodies and publish the same through unknownbodies.org website. Mr. Rao established the organization in 2004 as Satya Harichandra Society for Cremation of Unknown Bodies, registered under Registrar of Societies Act, and Satya Harichandra Foundation registered under Foreign Contributions Act to receive the foreign contributions also from abroad. Now, Satya Harichandra Foundation stood as a unique center to create the identity of unknown dead bodies, unknown patients, and for cremation of unclaimed TB and HIV dead bodies, providing dignified departure from this materialistic world. The foundation creates the identity of dead body with, give me 1 second. The cremation certificate is issued to obtain the death certificate to claim the benefits like insurance, pensions, scholarships, etc. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Satya Harichandra Foundation needed additional ambulances to transport the deceased to dignified cremation of the unknown, unclaimed bodies. Lead India Foundation USA gratefully appreciates the humanitarian services of Satya Harichandra Foundation and proud to present 2 brand new Maruti Suzuki Eco model ambulances through the generous support from the Vemula Charitable Trust in memory of late Sri Vemula Venkateshwarlu, and also from individual donations from members of JNTU Hyderabad alumni. Thank you so much, donors, for doing this. Madam Governor, please hand over the 2 ambulances to Satya Harichandra Foundation. Thank you so much, ma'am. So the next one is Municipality of Choppadandi and sponsored by Mr. Sambai Ipanapalli from Ipanapalli Charitable Foundation. The Ipanapalli Charitable Foundation is an NGO established in 2008 with a mission to support organizations and people who are selflessly involved in serving society to instill human values and improve the lives of the people educationally, morally, and socially to establish a peaceful society for harmonious living. Through this family foundation, Mr. Ipanapalli funded to rebuild the government high school at Choppadandi, which is now named after Harikishan Ipanapalli Jilla Parishad High School. He also built a school for 500 tribal children in Birsapet, Adilabad district, supported building a community center with 2,000 capacity in West Godavari district, renowned 12th and 14th century temples in Eligadu in Karimnagar, and provided scholarships and teaching aids to many deserving students and schools. The ECF also recognized several distinguished personalities with the Ipanapalli Award and also with Shanti Sri Global Peace Award, including His Highness Sri Chinnajaya Swamiji and People's President Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Thank you so much. And the receiving organization is the Choppadandi Municipality, which was established in 2019-20. Choppadandi is a mandal headquarter in Karimnagar district and also an MLA constituency. The village is spread over 2,600 hectares with 4,037 houses and population of over 16,000 people. And a major business center and education center for the surrounding villages of 23 and 15 panchayats. There is an old historical temple named Shambhuswami Temple with Lord Shiva and Keshava built by Chalukyas about 1,000 years ago. It has also Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya in Karimnagar district, located in Choppadandi, was inaugurated by our late Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. That time he was the H.R.D. minister. And government medical facilities, they have 5 doctors and 12 paramedics, a community health center in Choppadandi. Like any other town, Choppadandi also impacted heavily with the COVID-19, and there's a need for ambulance to transport the COVID patients to nearby hospitals. So Lead India Foundation USA proudly presents, through the generous support of the Ipanapalli Charitable Foundation, an ambulance in memory of late Srimati Shankarama Ipanapalli for COVID-19 relief efforts to Mr. Anjaya Somidi, Commissioner, Municipality of Choppadandi. Madam Governor, please hand over the ambulance to the Choppadandi Municipality Commissioner, Mr. Somidi Anjaya. Thank you so much, ma'am. So the last one we would like to present is Vishwa Manata Samstha, sponsored by Mr. Parmesh Srini, a philanthropist from Danville, California, USA. Mr. Parmesh holds a BTech from JNTU, Hyderabad. He graduated from 74 to 79 batch, and he holds an MS degree in electrical engineering from Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Worked as a semiconductor engineer in Intel, Philips, Samsung, and Cisco for over 25 years. He also a small business owner for over 15 years, married to Kamala and blessed with highly accomplished 2 boys and 2 girls. All of them are in the health sciences and doctors. Mr. Singh is a very generous supporter of various humanitarian efforts and instrumental in raising significant funds for the COVID relief efforts. He personally sponsored this ambulance in memory of his grandmother, late Srimati Brahmaramba Sini. Lead India gratefully appreciates his generous donations and the ambulance for COVID relief efforts of Vishwa Manata Samstha. Vishwa Manata Samstha is headquartered in Hyderabad, was established originally in Kakinada, Lollakottakota. Founded by Mr. Srinivas Alluri, gave up his lucrative career in USA with a mission to create healthy, happy, and harmonious world. Millions of people in India lack access to basic health, education, and the freedom to participate in the economy equally. We strive to reach out to bring a change through our voluntary initiatives aimed for the individual, family, village, and society. Through our efforts, we work to improve human values and quality of life by educating, sharing, and participating in their life through natural and eco-friendly lifestyle and livelihood. So Manavata supports over 200 orphan poor children, 45 blind children, 45 dumb and deaf children, and 30 old age people within Manavata Ashram and also other homes. This project being run since 2005 and made significant impact in many needy children. Based on need to time, Manavata has been also temporary homes in different regions ran for a few years to help local children. Today, Manavata has benefited over 120,000 young students with personality development, value-based education, helped over 300 children, helping several government schools for yoga sessions, PDP sessions, and study centers. 40,000 patients are benefited in 27 rural medical health centers in various locations, and over 6,000 patients benefited so far with campaigning, collection of blood donations, conducting blood donation camps, eye camps, etc., and promoting tree plantation for better environment, natural farming training given to over 600 farmers, cycling for humanity, 28,000 kilometers cycled in 18 countries by the founder, Srinivas Alluri. Very commendable job, sir. So UFH project converted by dry land into green in 60-acre campus. So wonderful work Manavata is doing. Thank you so much. There are several people who made this possible to make this donation to Manavata. I would like to recognize few of their dedicated support. Again, one more time, Mr. Samir Reddy from Hyderabad, Mr. Jagan Mohan from Bangalore, Swami Chakradhar, Praveen Nidumolu, Sudhakar Uppala, Ram Maruri, Kumar Rani, Salam, Haq, Raju Katakam, and many more who made this possible. Thank you so much, Manavata Foundation, for doing the relief efforts. Madam Governor, please hand over the ambulance to Manavata Foundation, donated by Mr. Parmesh Sini. So with this, I would like to thank Honorable Governor for joining us today. in spite of her busy schedule, there are 2 birthday celebrations is not up to celebrate birthday of Telangana formation, a young state, very prosperous state. Thank you, Madam Governor, for your leadership in taking care of the needs of the people of Telangana, and also your additional responsibility as the Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry. I see you very active on Facebook and attending so many events irrespective of this COVID pandemic. And especially today, we would like to wish you one more time happy returns of the day and many more happy birthdays to come in the near future and in service of the nation. Thank you so much.
At this time, I'd like to bring on our next guest of honor, Dr. Mahendra Dewal, who is a vaccine scientist with expansion technology in Cambridge, USA. Dr. Mahendra Dewal is a biotech entrepreneur and biomedical scientist with over 17 years of interdisciplinary experience across a number of research areas, including organic chemistry, medicinal chemistry, biochemistry, molecular and cellular biology, virology, antibody engineering, and genomics. Dr. Dewal received his master's in chemistry from Osmania University campus, Hyderabad, and has a Ph.D. in organic chemistry from the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry of the University of South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, in the USA. He has completed his postdoctoral studies from the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences at Wayne State University, based in Detroit, Michigan. He has worked as a research scientist at the Department of Chemistry at MIT in Cambridge, USA. Dr. Dewal is involved in a number of novel antibacterial agents for MRSA and VRSA, and antiviral agents for HCMV and HIV infections. He also studied the role of N-glycosylation pathways in cancers. Presently, as a founding member and head of research and development, he is leading all the research operations of Expansion Technologies Incorporated, which is a biotech startup that developed early-stage diagnostic methods for various cancers, including breast and prostate. As the pandemic hit, his research team actively started developing monoclonal antibody therapeutics to fight COVID-19 infections, and has contributed so much to this area of medicinal specialty. In the last few weeks, I have had the distinct pleasure of working with Dr. Dewal on the Lead India's push toward COVID-19 support in India by providing relief. And I can only take my hat off for the great work done by Dr. Dewal and his team. It brings me sincere pleasure to deliver to you to today's podium Dr. Dewal, who will share his expertise on our conference and our topic. Dr. Dewal, I welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabita, for your kind introduction. Good morning and good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Lead India Foundation USA for providing me such a wonderful opportunity to serve the motherland with my knowledge and expertise during this difficult COVID-19 pandemic times. I also would like to thank the chief guest of the event, Honorable Governor of Telangana State, Srimati Dr. Soundara Rajan Garu, and Telangana State IT Secretary, Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, and the guest of honor, Professor Rajalingam Garu, and entire team of Lead India Foundation for organizing this event and their hard work in organizing this event. And I would like to thank all of them for gracing this event with their presence. Thank you so much. And I also would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the donors of the ambulances, as well as their service for the receivers who, for their service, providing to the need of the hour. Thank you. Thank you so much. So today I'm going to focus on speaking about impact of COVID-19 pandemic upon rural populations in India, including the state of Telangana, because there is a well-known saying, which is పల్లెటూళ్ళు దేశ సౌభాగ్యానికి, సౌభ్రాతృత్వానికి, సహజీవనానికి మరియు ఆర్థిక ప్రగతికి పట్టుకొమ్మలు. And about 65 to 70% of the nation's population lives in the rural areas. And during the second wave, rural India hit very badly and experiencing very challenging situations compared to the urban population of the India. I'm sure the government of Telangana is putting tremendous amount of efforts in helping several rural populations, helping and saving rural populations from this pandemic. However, there is always much more to do by taking simple measures, all the way from appropriate treatment to the vaccination. Today, I would like to focus on discussing a couple of simple measures in the healthcare infrastructure to improve the healthcare infrastructures in the rural population, rural areas of India, as well as the education of misinformation, rumors, and hesitancy on the treatments and vaccinations. So I took these information from various different organizations such as Center for Disease Control Prevention, what they suggest, particularly for the rural populations all over the world. In the healthcare infrastructure, there are three major challenges. One is inadequate testing services, weak in surveillance systems, and insufficient transportation. And all these can be achieved even better sometimes by working together with the people and administration together, such as networking and collaborating with advocacy and community and faith-based organization. For example, engaging the trusted community leaders. The community leaders, communities play a wide variety of roles in the development of the village populations as well as the rural communities. And engaging these community leaders and faith-based organizations in educational campaigns and mitigation efforts, who may have some creative ideas on ways to protect their community, healthy eating, physical activity, and chronic disease management. They can influence the people even better than the rest of the community as well. And they can foster the sense of trust and credibility by sharing the messages and materials, the genuine material and genuine messages, and which are sensitive to the unique health issues, risky health issues, and helping them accessing the care as well as the lifestyle challenges. And moreover, the youth volunteers can also help, youth clubs, youth volunteers can also help the administration for increased testing services and creating a stronger surveillance system, which is very important. Creating stronger surveillance system of the infections can drastically help in reducing the spread and fatality, spread of the virus and the fatality as well. Even the youth volunteers can help in emergency medical services such as transportation. Often, rural populations has to travel long distances to get particular help during this kind of pandemic period. And the second part in the healthcare infrastructure is poor medical care, the shortage of doctors, and even though there is shortage of doctors, they're already overstressed as well. Shortage of hospital beds, and just now Dr. Rajalingam Garu mentioned that he's doing his part and helping in creating more beds to help the people. And this needs to happen even in the rural community as well. And supplies and equipment. And though it is impossible to transform the primary healthcare overnight or in a week or in a month, but by working together, the administration and the people together in the rural community, we can overcome much better way. And another important point here I would like to stress is the majority of the rural populations rely on unregistered and untrained healthcare providers for the situations like this. And they may not very well aware of how to handle this kind of emergency situation. Educating and training them with the latest information on the clinical guidelines, hand-holding can also improve the situation to help the rural communities. Another area is offering the telehealth services, and I'm sure the Lead India is doing this process, doing its job, providing this kind of services, telehealth services and telemedicine to reduce the risk of infection in clinical setting. And this could be sometimes challenging in the rural community because the absent of absent or unreliable broadband and internet communications. And additionally, we can overcome the supply and equipment issues such as PPE kits or any other type of masks, etc., by engaging the local businesses to generate these necessary supplies, engaging the people, local businesses, and that certainly can help to overcome this pandemic successfully as well. And the second part of my talk, I would like to focus on education on the misinformation, rumors about the treatment as well as the vaccine hesitancy. There's a lot of misinformation is being circulating all over various different social media and mainstream media as well. For example, there is a rumor like you're more likely to die if you get hospitalized. So people are really, really hesitant to go towards the hospital to get the necessary care sometimes. So these kind of rumors can be avoided by providing the genuine information by administration, authorized people. And I appreciate Lead India is doing this kind of work on every bi-weekly basis. So massive education programs to educate people by videos, with creative videos, whenever it is required. When a message coming from an administration and there's an authenticity so that people can trust rather than a random forward on a WhatsApp or on a Facebook or on a other type of social media. And another important point here, the rural population experience is, though the risk of animals spreading the COVID-19 to people is considered very, very low. However, rural people in the rural populations often they live close proximity with the animals. For example, dairy cattle, right? And there is going to be an interaction between the people and animals during the farming and with the pets, having pets. So the transmission, there is a possibility, so they need to take necessary measures even when they're working with the animals also. I mean, even these dairy cattle is considered as a family members in the rural populations, right? So these are the measures that to educate the people, even working together, administration as well as the people, we can overcome. So regarding the vaccines, the most important thing need to be done by the administration is moving the vaccination process from primary healthcare centers or community health centers to larger grounds or playgrounds, because the community health centers are kind of flooded with the people. There is a crowding issue is coming in, which also puts more people into the danger of cross-contamination, cross-infection possibilities. So if there is a larger grounds and then the people are properly maintained with the proper distancing, and then that will help people to get the vaccination successfully without any kind of cross-contamination or any issues. And there are so many miscommunications, so much hesitancy about the vaccine. For example, there are so many questions circulating among so many people's mind, including the rural. In the rural population, it's more over because of lack of proper information exchange or education. For example, many people ask, are these vaccines safe? Vaccine may induce infections, even like more infection into than the virus. Vaccine may go into our body and it may modify our DNA. These kind of concerns. I would like to say the vaccines are highly safe. These are very well tested and validated and proof that they are very safe. And throughout the world, millions and millions and millions of people are already have taken and they're safe. The second question many people ask is, can we take vaccines in a mix and match manner? So for example, in India, we have 3 different vaccines available, right? Covishield, Covaxin, and Sputnik. All these 3 vaccines are 2-dose vaccine. That means we have to take 2 doses. Once you take the 2 doses, after 2 weeks, you will be completely protected. So many people says, can I take first dose Covishield and the second dose Covaxin or Sputnik? Is it possible? Is it okay? Is it going to harm or hurt? Yeah. So according to the studies, clinical studies, as of today, you cannot take the mix and match manner of vaccines. If you are taking a Covaxin or Covishield in the first dose, you have to take the same vaccine as the second dose. And there are some studies that are ongoing. Hopefully in the future, probably in a few months, we will have some data about that, and then we can also get the exchangeable manner, the vaccination. So how about the side effects in the blood clots? So recently, in the mainstream media, there's a lot of information is being circulated that there's a blood clots, people are dying. Yes. So very, very rare side events. These are all called very, very rare side effects. So when you get the vaccine, about in the Europe, approximately 80 people experienced this issue among 25 million people when they got vaccinated. Even in the United States, only 6 people among 6 million people who are vaccinated experienced this issue. So the FDA decided to decided this event and issue as a rare side effect, because when you get a vaccine, in general, within 30 to 45 days, if you experience some kind of a severe impact on your body, not like just a regular like fever or headache or nausea, something like which comes pain on the injection site, which stays for a couple of days and then they go away. If it's not stays. It stays on and on more than 2 days, then you have to seek the medical help immediately. And also, if you experience any kind of unusual activity, so you have to go and seek the medical help immediately. So like I said, 30 to 45 days, if you don't experience anything, then obviously you will never experience any kind of side effects, so that you are safe. So that's why I always recommend people to monitor your health after second dose of vaccination, 60 days, up to 60 days. If you feel anything unusual, go and seek the medical help. So the last one is, who can get the vaccines? How about people with comorbidities like hypertension, diabetes, cardiac issues, autoimmune diseases? Somebody has a stunt in the heart. Can I take the vaccine? Yes, absolutely. They all come into the high risk population who can get the infections very easily, and then that can cause a serious disease. So if you get the vaccination, if you get vaccinated, then you will be completely 100% protected, getting the serious disease as well as from the death. And another concern immediately comes, which is, how about pregnant women and nursing mothers? Can they be vaccinated? Yeah, in the United States, mRNA-based vaccine has been approved because the clinical studies have been conducted, and the vaccine is safe, and vaccine can be given to the pregnant women and nursing mothers. And one more important, recently a study came out, is they found the antibodies that protect from the COVID-19 in the breast milk of many mothers. And that means these antibodies are transferring to the baby's infants through the mother. And not only they found the antibodies, but also these antibodies successfully neutralizing the virus. That means they can kill the virus. And the last question is, somebody already got the COVID-19 infection. Can I get vaccinated? Yes, absolutely. Once you get the vaccine, you're totally and completely protected. Keep that in mind. So with the concluding remarks, I would like to say, except children, all the eligible adults must get vaccinated. And clinical trial studies suggesting that even a single dose of vaccine can provide sufficient protection from severe disease and death from the COVID-19 infection. So before I conclude, I would like to say, stay safe, stay healthy, get vaccinated, save yourself and save your family. Once again, I would like to thank Lead India Foundation for providing me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Dewal, for joining us in spite of your busy schedule. You are on many TV shows, and we appreciate you being as our advisor to the Lead India Foundation on the COVID relief efforts. Please, you also take care and be safe. Thank you so much. Back to you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Dr. Dewal, and thank you, Dr. Napoli.